Hello everybody and welcome to a Ultimate Golf VIP tournament. I'm Duff, I'm your host, and we are joined by none other than Snipey McSnipe. Jason, hello, welcome, and good luck in your VIP tournament.
Thanks for having me. This should be an interesting experience.
It certainly will. So Jason is going to play Banff. Of course, in Alberta, Canada, he's going to go all 18 holes using his own balls, his own gear, pins, everything available to him to see what kind of score he can put up. Look at that. Jason, almost 5,000 Tour Pro Trophy balls. Are you kidding me?
I use a lot of Pro Ds, so I get to save. At some point, I will die, and my kids will inherit a lot of golf balls.
That's right. We can see there, Jason using that gold ball here, number one at Banff. Of course, that Whiskey Business logo on there. Of course, Whiskey Business, the winners of the last Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship Tournament. And of course, the winner of that tournament, hosted by yours truly, gets their country club's logo on that gold ball, available for all to see game-wide. Jason, how's your golf game from this distance? Are you a wedge player? Are you a short iron player? What do you like? What's your go-to distance when you're playing golf in the real world as opposed to this fun game that we all love?
So I actually used to have a decent short game. It's gotten much worse. So right now I'd probably go to about 140. So I have a wedge in. That's my prime spot to play from.
Jason doing all sorts of magics and tips and tricks to try and drop this hole number one at Banff. Using that level 8 hive. I'm more of a, I like the buck 40 range when I'm playing. Maybe a little bit tighter in, more like 130, 120. I mean, I'll spray it from anywhere, but I'm more comfortable just outside 100 yards. All right. One pop, roll out in the hole. We're starting eagle -2 after one for Snipey McSnipe. Jason, what's the over-under on this round? Playing Banff, you're going 17 front, 15 back for a 32.
That would be pretty good for Banff for a one and done. It's got its challenging holes and directions, so it's no gimmies like some of the other courses.
Banff is absolutely a beautiful course. Jason, what's the nicest golf course you've ever played? I know you don't golf a lot anymore. Have you ever golfed any like really, really nice or any like famous courses?
So I played Pebble when I was Pebble Beach when I was a kid, like 15, 16 years old. I got to play Pinehurst, not number 2. They were air rated into cleans when I played. Of
course.
But a bunch of the other numbers are just as nice. I mean, number 2 is the famous one from obviously Payne Stewart. So that was exciting when I was in my golfing days, and my dad and I would go and take some road trips down and play. And then on the Pebble Beach coast, sort of, there's a few other nice ones in there, so we definitely played a few.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. All right, so numbers. I was going to make a Payne Stewart flying joke, but I thought I better not. Number 2 here at Banff. Those pretty awesome courses to have played. Do you have any bucket list courses that you would like to? Something coming up. Maybe some game. What's a course in the game that you would like to play? For me, Wolf Creek, definitely. I want to play Wolf Creek just because it looks like ridiculousness. What would yours? If I could fly you anywhere tomorrow and play a course in the game, what are you playing?
Latrobe, I think. That would be a good one to go to if we had a chance.
Latrobe, absolutely. The home, the childhood home of Arnold Palmer. His dad famously was the groundskeeper there growing up. We should definitely take a road trip down to the Trope one day, Jason. That would be awesome. Get in the hole here. Let's go 2 for 2. Yeah, he does! This is how he does it, folks. Guys, you're in for a treat here. So there's normal people that play this game, and then there's guys like Jason. He is number 1 on the all-time tournament leaderboard for a reason, and we're watching it happen right here, right now. He's 2 for 2, -4 after 2, as we head to the long-ish par 5, number 3, here at Banff. How many times you started 4 for 4? 4 for 4, I think, is the goal here on Banff, is it not, Jason? At least 3 for 4.
You know, the start's always nice. It's usually downhill after.
You've got Highlander.
Do I?
Uh-oh.
Okay. No, I
tried to save him there. So, of course, the ability to switch clubs, that was added kind of in the, let's call it the teenage years of Ultimate Golf, which saved us all a lot of time. Used to have to go out, save an exit. Look at this tailwind on this approach. Jason's eyes just went like in the cartoons when their eyes go real big. Yeah, so you tap that upper right. You can see Jason's screen there, that little I am route. If you go and tap that, you have the ability to change clubs. You can do it mid-hole whenever you like. During tournament play only, of course, not during head-to-head. So Latrobe, Jason, that's the one you want to golf. I like it. It's short though.
I don't mind short. Just I think the history of it is neat.
Definitely. There is definitely a lot of history there. So we're going route here, eh? 3.9 on the tail. You can see Jason turn his screen left and right. He's just looking at that rollout, trying to figure everything out.
A little outside of my normal lightning rod range.
So, we gotta bring this up. Lightning rod, of course, one of those clubs everyone loves to hit in this game. You've been playing this game for so long, you've got everything maxed out. You've never maxed out your lightning rod. You've kept it at a 6 instead of going to that lightning rod 7. Why is that? Tell the people, Jason. Why are you holding yourself back?
I've just gotten so used to playing to a certain style, and it's just become a lot easier to stick with the 6. I don't want to have to learn. I don't think that the 7 is actually a much bigger advantage. You get a few extra inches on the shot guide, but overall it's basically the same club, and I just got so used to it. You do get a little backspin too, which I actually think changes a bit of the mechanics of the shot and the rollout, so I just never bothered.
Fair enough, to each their own. I thought you could use a few extra inches, but you can make that decision on your own. Alright, Jason, let's see if you can go 3 for 3 here to start this. This would be something special. So Jason, also, you notice him pulling up on his adjust. A lot of people pull down. Pull down is the preferred method. Jason likes to buck the trend a little. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh, see that little off to the right at the very edge. It wanted to drop. And here's Jason's. That was a bad shot for Jason. He missed. It hit the hole at one point, and that's a miss. That's a big miss. All right, Jason, we're 2 for 3 to start here on Banff. Fantastic start. Great job. We're looking at the par 3, number 4. Tricky hole in between clubs. I like his chances, though. He's played this one a few times. Of course, those earlier holes in tournaments, you're going to play a lot more than the later holes, just naturally because of replays and stuff like that. Replays. Jason, can you watch sports on a replay? So let's say there's a game on last night, you missed it. Will you tape it and watch the replay the next day, or will you just watch the highlights?
I would just watch the highlights at that point. I mean, usually I hate time delay on sports because I'm always on my phone anyway. So I'm generally just checking, and I always see the score, and that ruins the game for me.
That drives me nuts. So you're watching this later, but we're in the middle of the football playoffs right now. And I had a conversation with someone earlier today, and they were watching the Monday night game. They said, "Don't tell me anything." Hell, it's 2023. How can you go around and not get any news on a major sporting event? Anyway, I am team watch live or just not at all for sports, definitely. What is your favorite sport to watch on TV, Jason? Are you a hockey guy?
Hockey and football would be my top two for sure. Football usually just because I'm in pools, but hockey's always been my initial love of for any sporting event.
How did you do in your fantasy football league this year?
I drafted Russell Wilson, and that went swimmingly well. I actually made the playoffs somehow with it. Fortunately, my other players were very good, so it evened out, but it was a quick exit from the playoffs.
Jason and I were in the same fantasy football league. I won the regular season and then choked hard in the playoffs. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Jason with the Tour Pro ball here on number 4. There's a little bit of an over-adjust in play. He knows what it is, and he drops it for the ace. Snipey McSnipe, 3 for 4 to start at Banff. He's on fire. Let's go right to number 5, -8 through 4. Wow, that's a big start, Jason.
I've definitely seen people post that miss on 3 and ask the developers why the ball jumped to the right there. So I've been around enough that I know it's not their fault, but someone's got to take the blame.
Yes, there's a lot of these holes have almost their own personality. There's a little, and you like. You've played hundreds of thousands of shots in this game. You learn which holes do certain things and which ones you got to aim left, aim right, go long, go short. And I think a lot of that's to do with gameplay and elevation. It's not, no one's trying to trick anybody. It's golf, man. It's the way it works. So you're laying up here. Real nice headwind on approach. I think we might see a little bit of lightning rod. Are you thinking lightning rod here, Jason? Or are you going Bigfoot?
This is a lightning.
Oh, this is big.
For sure. It's a bit of a tricky rollout, but
it's a very tricky rollout.
Usually my go-to on this one, anyway.
So you can see Jason setting up. You can see he's at the kind of the end of Bigfoot territory there. We're going to see a switch over, I do believe. Are you on lightning rod now?
Yes, I am.
So we're going to see Jason, the king of the lightning rod, and what it can do. Jason, you're a Leaf fan, aren't you?
Unfortunately, yeah. It's been a tough 57 years, 58 years.
Well, it's so good during the regular season, though, because they kind of tug at your heartstrings, right?
I watch those they have the pump-up videos and all the nostalgia they put in with the lead-up, and they show the cup winning and Wendell Clark smashing some guy's face in from the early 90s heydays, and it makes you feel for them, and then they disappoint you every single time.
I remember last year talking to my kids and we're like, let's go back and watch some of the footage from the last time the Leafs. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Another drop. He is, what's this now? Are we 4 for 5? 5 for 6. I've lost track. There's been so many.
4 for 5.
4 for 5. I was showing my kids some footage of the last time the Leafs won a playoff series, and it was in standard def, which was kind of shocking.
Was it 2002?
Yeah, don't go back to watching standard def. It's garbage. Oh, of course. Look at the wins you get here. But he's got 417 A flights. And I think we are going to see a pin here. We might see 2 pins here. Now, of course, pins, you can add some distance to your clubs. You can add some distance to the balls. And we are going to... We've seen lightning rod. We saw a Bigfoot drop. We saw a hive drop on 1. And I do believe we are about to see another hive attempt here on hole 6. And see if he can start 5 for 6 at Banff. What did I say? 17 on the front. Oh, look at this. Now, of course, dead headwind, dead tailwind is your preferred winds on these holes for these little chips. And that is a very, very nice wind.
Don't think I needed a dust.
No, if anything, yeah. Definitely not outside the hole. Do you have a favorite leaf? Have you ever met any leafs? Or do you have like a favorite leaf memory as a kid or anything like that?
I've never actually met... I'm trying to think. No, I haven't met it. Other than Taidomi, I've met actually a few times.
Can you talk about this? 5 for 6 to start, Jason. 5 for 6. What a job. Alright, Jason, 5 for 6 to start. So tell me, Taidomi you met? Where'd you meet Taidomi?
Taidomi is friends with, or I think he was friends with my uncle, so he was at his house a couple times, and then I ran into him at a gas station once, and he actually remembered who I was, which was nice. But really, really nice guy, of course. He's a big local hero in Toronto.
And he's got the biggest mitts of anyone I've ever seen. I've shaken his hand once at a meet and greet thing, and it's just insane. That I mean, he's punched hundreds of people in the face numerous times, but it just mitts, just like hammers on the end of his arms. It's ridiculous. All right, so tip time with Snipey and Duff here. Very long par 5, but have a look. There is a little hot spot here on the north side of this bunker, and if you can get your ball to land right on that down part of this fairway, it is just going to take off. So you're going to watch when it lands here, you're going to see the ball pick up some fire coming off the back end of it, and it is just going to, look at this, it is just flying.
That's the only way to get at this back pin in too.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we going here? 416? That's my guess. 414! Not bad, Duff. I think I've played this game once or twice. Good headwind here.
It's a nice
oh, look at this. You're right at... So if you were any shorter here, you would not have made this hole. This is fantastic. Good job, and a great little tip for people playing this. And you're going to be kind of right at max root range. Might even have to go Hellfire here. We'll see what he does.
I think I've got to use a Hellfire just to keep it short of max there.
Did you play any other sports growing up, Jason? I know you played soccer or golf. You played some hockey. Did you ever play any? Did you play high school sports at all?
Not really. I was never really like basketball player. I wasn't good enough to make my team. I can't shoot, but I can rebound and sort of jump. Not anymore, but could.
So Snipey Rodman. So maybe we'll call you that, Snipey Rodman.
Snipey Rodman has a
maybe dye your hair, marry a certain Electra, and yeah, that's right, and then go to North Korea. But basketball, I know you're a basketball fan in real life, and you go to lots of Raptors games. Now, I can pretend I don't know, but I do know you were at some of the Raptors playoff games when they won the World Championship that year.
We were. So I went to the Game 6 against the Bucks, which was a big one when they closed out the series. And Game 5 of the finals, which was pretty neat.
Boys, guys, we are getting a treat here. just drop city all over the place. The only miss he's had so far through 7 holes was number 3, and that one hit the hole. So this is how this game can be played. Fantastic start. Anyway, back to the Raptors, Jason. Go ahead.
So my brother and I remember going to Game 5 of the finals, which was obviously a once-in-a-lifetime experience, especially as a Toronto fan. And baseball, too, has just been a big part of my sports career, or watching.
I was going to say, okay, so you go to Game 5 of that one. Did you go to any of the, back in the Joe Carter, the 91, 92, 93 Blue Jays games at all?
So my brother got to go to the, I forget which year, it might have been the Philly series. And I never got my chance to go to the World Series game, so I've always blamed my brother. And we're still waiting for my turn.
Man, we came close a couple years ago there. Of course, I think the greatest inning, the greatest sports or inning to watch in Blue Jays history has to be against Texas. There was it the 5th, I believe, where we get the ball off Martin's, where he throws the ball off the bat. We get the game under protest, and then, of course, Joey Bats, Jose Bautista, comes out in the bottom of the inning with the bat flip home run. I was right here watching it in the basement I'm in right now, and I get a little excitement right now just thinking about it. What a sporting moment. That is one of those where were you kind of deal. And I was right there, 4 feet that way.
I was
fantastic.
I was at that game. That was a fun game.
You were at that game? I didn't know this. Did I know this?
I don't know if it's come up. I probably did, actually. So funny story. There's a
and he hits another one, folks. I'm just interrupting your stories now. That's a hole-in-one on number 8. So we've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're already at minus 17. We're looking at a guaranteed minus 19, maybe a minus 20 if he can hit 9 here. And carry on with your story.
So there's an hour-long special that they play of games of the 7th inning, which they do pretty much in real time because the inning pretty much took an hour. And in it, there's a scene where the Texas Rangers manager, was it Bannister, I think, is pointing into the crowd.
That's right! I do know this story, and I can't wait for you to tell the rest of it.
So the person he was pointing at was my dad.
Yes!
He wanted my dad ejected. My dad was I think he didn't know who was... There were some not nice words coming from the crowd. He didn't know who it was. It wasn't my dad. And he pointed at my dad for security to take him out. So my dad saw who he was pointing at, and the manager's trying to get security's attention. My dad sees that it's him. So he takes off up the stairs to avoid getting thrown out in the middle of the 7th inning. And comes and sits. We had different seats then, so he came and sat by me, threw on a hat, and watched the rest of the game from my seats instead of where he was next to the dugout.
So if the MLB is looking for, you can contact me at 90... No. All right, Jason. We are staring down a minus 20 on the front half of this Banff Snipey Ultimate Golf VIP Tournament Battle. Guys, if you're playing along with this one, I mean, this is tough to beat, but you guys can watch this hole for hole. You guys are going to have the same wins. You can see the adjustments he make. You can kind of see the spin he's using, kind of do a little bit of shot copying, but good luck to you matching this one. We've got 20 inches of miss so far over 8 holes, and that was only on 1 hole. Jason, using the Tour Pro Trophy ball here, 4.2 tailwind. Jason, that's a great story. I forgot about that story. You have told me that. So Jason and I have gone to a couple now, I think 2 Jays games. Always had a good time.
Yeah, they've been a lot of fun. Easy's come with us.
We did. Actually, that's a good point. Let's talk about in country clubs and whiskey business. Oh, obviously, I was a member. You're a member there. So we had a great time. So Jason and I, was it just 2 of you the first time? No, me, you, and Easy, I think.
Yeah, he's been to both games.
Yeah, and then the second time, it was me, you, Big Easy, of course. If you played this game, you've probably seen him on a leaderboard or 2. And they went another guy, Jack, that lived kind of down our way, that also was in whiskey business. And the 4 of us, we went out for dinner, and then walked over, went to the Jays game, and I think we went out afterwards. Easy and I think we ended up staying over, actually. It was one of those kind of nights. But anyway, yeah, country clubs. Like where else are you going to get like a group of 4 dudes that kind of live close to each other, playing a mobile game that become friends and get to go to like a pretty awesome sporting event and hang out and have fun? So if you're not a member of a country club, go join one. If you're not... Oh, no, Jason! 4 inches, short and right, pulling down that hill, killed him. Oh, and look at this. We're disappointed with that shot, and he shot a -19 in 9 holes. Here at Banff, in the Ultimate Golf VIP Tournament. All right, here we go after the turn. I'm Duff. We're here with Jason. You know him as Snipey McSnipe. -19 to start this VIP tournament. Now, the front half of Banff plays a little bit on the easy side. And Jason, how is this back half?
I am not a fan. I'm going to go with lightning rod here and try to get a little lucky on this hole because this is a tough pin.
The number 1 pin here on 10 is definitely the toughest of the 3. Jason backing off to the lightning rod. LR6 is what he uses, and let's see what he can do here on hole 10. Now, I don't think the shot view that you're seeing here is not going to be the same that he's using in the game. We've got a little bit of a club switch issue, but that's fine. We're still going to see, after it bounces, you're going to see the proper rollout. You're going to see everything. But we can confirm he is using the lightning rod. This hole, I like this hole, Jason. We got a ton of replays in its hole 1 because you don't see, there's not a lot of par 3s on 1 and hole 10 in courses. But of course, here on the back 9, there ain't no restarting once you get past the turn.
No, and that's probably why it always goes downhill for me on this one.
So we talked, you've been to Leafs games, you've been to Raptors playoff games. We talked about that great Blue Jays story with your convict dad. And do you ever go to Rock games or anything? Toronto Rock? You go to Argos games? Or do you go down Buffalo and go to the Bills?
So I've been to a couple of football games. Bills, not for a few years, but I've been down to Atlanta for a game, down to Detroit for a game. Those are always a lot of fun.
Way to pick a couple of super safe cities. Buffalo. I've been to a few Buffalo games. Fantastic crowd down there. And if you can get a fun little snow event or something, it's always a good time. And they got to be some of the greatest tailgaters ever in Buffalo. I saw a fantastic story actually after the weekend game of there was a young gentleman in Buffalo who had maybe had a couple too many pops during the game. So halftime he goes out to his dad's truck. Can't remember the code on the side, but the tailgate's open, or he's got a tonneau cover. So he opens the tonneau cover, crawls in, closes it, and falls asleep. Well, guess what? It wasn't his dad's truck. So someone else, and he passed out, he was drunk. Someone else got in their truck, drove home, And when they stopped, they could hear this bang, 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 bang. What the heck? And it was the kid passed out in the back. He had to wait for Dad to come pick him up.
He's lucky he didn't get into a Canadian's truck. They would have had a lot of trouble at the border.
Can you imagine that? I never even thought about that. So what are you going? You going? That looks like a lightning rod. That's definitely a lightning rod.
Yeah, with this one I'm going to stick with lightning rod. This is a nice headwind. It's a tough rollout, but I still like the lightning rod here.
So 4.3 wins. So you were lucky enough to kind of come through this game because you started so early in it. That there wasn't the option to really get down to the 2.5 wins and the 2.3 wins on approaches like this. Where's your wheelhouse? Where are you most comfortable? What do you like the wins to be on approach?
I usually like them in the 3.6 to 3.9 range. 4's fine. I mean, it's pretty close. 4.3 is probably pushing it a little.
This is as big as you can get. Like, you're at max wins right now. But judging by the scorecard, I think he's doing all right, folks.
Trust my calculator. It seems a little high.
So Jason, just doing some calculations. He's played this game enough that he's got everything down. He's got everything figured out for each position, how far back he is from max, based on the spin he's using in the club. So he's doing a couple little calculations there, and then he's going to pull his target kind of in a straight line in the middle of the screen. And because of that experience and that knowledge, he gets scores like he's got today. Now, Jason, it wasn't always this way. Early in this game, when we first became friends and met each other, look at the rollout on the lightning rod. He leaves. Oh, no. Right edge. The back nine at Banff strikes again. After dropping 7 of 9 on the front, we go birdie to start the back. Talk about, Jason, your kind of progression through the game of being, you were like an all-right tournament player, really good at Royales, and then it was like a real big leap, and all of a sudden you started winning everything.
I started cheating, which helped. There's lots of apps out there. Just kidding. The tournament progression was really credit to you and Jimmy Banger, who Jimmy came up with using the Bigfoot all the time method, which definitely helped. But at some point I was using the not middle lines on my screen and couldn't figure it out, and shots weren't dropping, and I was following everything that you guys were telling me. And we had Zoom sessions where you watched I sent you videos of my shot just to see what was going on, and you figured it out pretty quick and had a good laugh that I wasn't even using the middle line on my screen.
I do remember that now.
And that jump helped, but I mean, everybody used to have 1 or 2 drops per round, and you started getting into 5, 6, 7. And then I'd say the discovery of the lightning rod was the next big leap. I found I was always sort of jumping around the hole with Bigfoot, and getting that consistent rollout with lightning rod and having the ball roll into the cup rather than hop in really gave me a lot more consistency.
Now, absolutely.
Put back to Bigfoot here as well.
So we're going Bigfoot here on hole 12. Now, you spoke of consistency. Absolutely, you're a very consistent player and finish very high in tournaments. And, ta-da, big reveal. So, on the 4-day classics, or when we have the 4-day cumulative tournaments, we're taking the top 10 from each division, running a all-star invitational tournament. So the top 10 across all the different brackets get a chance to participate in a Monday and Tuesday tournament, kind of as a celebration of your skill and your achievements over the last 4 days. And we're going to throw some extra prizes at you. I did a kind of a fun little live stream that I did with some of the people that had qualified. Now, not everybody knows that in that last All-Star Invitational Tournament, Mr. Snipey McSnipe actually had 2 of the 10 come in the top 10. So not only is he very, very good with his Snipey McSnipe account, you also have a second account, Jason, don't you?
I do have a second account. I've had one for a long time. It's been made a lot of people very upset with me. So it's been a nice account to have, and sort of fun to play around with, and not have the same pressure of Snipey McSnipe.
Absolutely, and speaking of pressure, big pressure drop on 12 there. After a 4-inch miss on 10, a 2-inch miss on 11, Snipey goes 9-9-9 with the eagle on hole 12. All right, big drop there on 12, Jason. Now we go to the par 3, where we're looking to go ace. Hole 13, lucky 13. I hate this hole.
Yeah, that right pin is a big pain here. It's not an easy one, and it's sort of pulling and up and down a big hill, so it's not the most fun. Just
Jason, go ahead.
I was just going to say, going back to that sort of second account, I really wanted to see if I can get 2 accounts in without using to the top 10 without using pins, because I know a lot of people are saying that pins have ruined the game, and the proof is now there that you can still compete. You can do pins. I saw there was a couple of big scores with pins, which is awesome that people are using them, and it's still possible to do without if you choose not to.
Absolutely, teach their own. Pins are an advantage, 100% they are. If you want the advantage, go out and buy them. For sure. Every Wednesday, ball pack comes out, brand new ball. Usually it's fantastic, and there's 3 good pins thrown with it. So if this is Wednesday, you're watching this, you've always wanted to try out some of those pins, go and buy some pins. So we're on 13, par 3. We're sitting at 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 under after 13 holes, which is just ridiculous. Using the flight A ball here. So middle of winter here, Jason, and I know you are a hockey dad and a hockey family. Look at this. There's the ace. It's just expected now. I'm shocked when you don't hit it, as opposed to shocked when they go in. Fantastic hole-in-one.
Yeah,
Jason,
I should guess that one, but
talk about your backyard rink. How is it? It's been kind of warm here in Canada the last little while.
We have a nice semi-frozen pool in our backyard. It's been a rough winter. The first couple of years, we've done the last couple of years now that my kids are old enough to be on the ice and skating, and it's been great, but this year we have not been able to use it yet.
Always, there's so much work.
It's a ton of work.
For what you can, sometimes you get 10 days in the winter out of it. Some days you get, 50 days, and some days you get 2. Or some years you get 2.
It was great during the pandemic because there was no real hockey, and they were out there every day while they were home from school. They finished Zoom school, and then you hop right into to your equipment and get on the ice. So that was a lot of fun. I'm going to switch over to lightning rod here. It's a bit of a cross, but I think I need it.
In the headwind, sitting right there at the max Bigfoot line. Jason opting to go with the lightning rod. He's got a big score going here. Like, this is only 4 misses so far through 13. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This year they're on the ice. My elder one's on the ice 4 times a weekend already, so it's not like they they need the extra ice time at this point, but it's still a lot of fun to have their friends over and play.
I think it's just a Canadian rite of passage that you have to go outside until your hands and your toes are so cold and your nose is blue, and play hockey in the winter. That's just, it's like in our blood.
That's right. I mean, you learned to skate when you were younger, right?
I learned to skate when I was younger. I didn't play hockey till I was an adult, though. I am a hockey family, though. I was at the rink twice earlier today, once yesterday, twice the day before. Everyone plays high-level hockey in my family, except for me. But I can keep up.
The black sheep.
Yes. That's what we need. We need an ultimate golf men's hockey team. When do we do that?
It'd be the first ultimate golf team you are not on.
Oh, everyone needs a coach. I can fill water bottles. I'm a fantastic locker room guy. Look at this. Again. It's just Drop City up here, Jason. So this back half of Banff, definitely a lot tougher than the front. Jason off to a little bit of a rough start there on the back with a miss on 10, miss on 11, and then he comes back with the Hattie. Dropping 3 straight. Can he keep it going?
This is probably my least favorite hole on the back 9, and my least favorite pin of the back as well.
Oh, it's so tempting with that wind too to go for it. I don't think you get there either.
I don't think you get there, and I don't have the.
It's uphill. Yeah, it's uphill though, just about the whole way. Shockingly, the course based in Banff is hilly. There's mountains off in the distance. It is nice having real courses in a game like this. Look at that, 300 yards even. See that? 300.00.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to switch back to Bigfoot for this. This is not a lightning rod shot.
Definitely not with that tailwind. Alright, so it's set. We're doing Ultimate Golf Toronto Men's League Hockey Team. I'm going to play D. I can't. This
pylon.
This buddy doesn't like playing forward, especially in a men's league when you know you only got 7 guys show up.
This shot is not going to be easy.
When's the last time you put on skates and played hockey in, you played men's league a couple years ago, didn't you?
It's been, competitive hockey's been a while. I've been helping coach my kids' team, so I've been on the ice twice every day on the weekends for the last 6 months, but like men's hockey's been a long time, probably 15 years.
Will you or will you not admit to checking a tournament standing while you're on the ice?
I 100% have.
I knew it.
Well, last year what I did, because I wasn't coaching, is when I would get in all my tournaments. So I'd get to the rink, and I'd hop in and pay attention to his shift, and then when it's not his shift, I pull out the game and I just try to like blast through a qualifier or get a few holes in, so it's at least progressed for me. But it's a struggle now. So the weekends I try to skip a couple here or there.
Of course, we've all had that situation where you are sitting on the couch, you need final 3 holes of a tournament. You got to really concentrate, and of course your wife starts talking about, well, today I did this, today I did that. How do we deal with those situations? We've all done it.
You nailed her voice, that's for sure.
Off the pin? Yes! In! Good drop, Snipey! I'm getting into this now. I'm excited. We're looking at what, we've had 4 misses so far, so there'd be a 14 dropper. Oh, we're looking at a good score here, Snipey.
Yeah.
So we're 29 after 15 holes here. My lord, we are on a little bit of a heater here with Snipey McSnipe at Banff. All right, Jason, we're 29 under. 29 under through 15. We've got 2 par 4s and then 18 at Banff. 18 at Banff. Do you remember when that hole first came into the game?
Yeah, it was a real pain because you couldn't reach it with the clubs we had.
No, the clubs weren't. I don't even think we had the RB yet. It was all Fusion, or maybe RB was down like a level 1 or a level 2. And you couldn't get there. There was no gold balls. There was no Flight A balls. There was definitely no pins. Oh! All right. So for the first time in this round, I think we're going to see a little go time here at a Snipey. So he's got that Pro DX miss, and he's going to let it fly.
Yeah, so early on in the game, before you had the Pro and Tour Pro levels, you actually couldn't. It was almost impossible to win RB club cards. So you were stuck with a Fusion level 2 or 3, and that's how we all learned how to play. Let's see how this goes. I've lost the audio.
Are we back now?
Yeah.
That might have been me. Can you... No, we can't reshoot it. You know what? I'll just redo that one after. All right, Jason, look at that. Just over 2 feet on a par 4 for Eagle here.
So that you can see is the benefit of using pins and the good balls. And actually, I thought that had a chance to go in as it was heading up the hill.
Oh, so did I. It had eyes there. I didn't realize that broke to the left there on a putt because I've never really had that long putt there. All right, so we're on the Eagle train here. We're at 17. What wind are we gonna get here?
Another tailwind and another go time.
We're at what? We're at 31, right? We're minus 31 through 16. He does get another tailwind here. I think we're going to see that Pro D Xmas stay on the tee. And this is definitely a grip it or rip it and rip it situation. How long are you hitting it off the tee in real life, Jason?
310, 320.
Jesus,
when I
seriously?
When I hit it.
Shots away. If anything, maybe right side, I think. This one has a weird little run up.
It always falls off. Yeah, it always falls off to the right. That's
yep.
Okay. Probably should have put a...
Oh, doesn't stay in that hive territory, off into voodoo territory. You got this, though. This is pretty routine. .310 off the tee. Jason is claiming. Maybe we're gonna have to go out golf, and we're gonna have to take out the. They got all those fancy. Did you miss that?
I missed it. It's one of those ones where you want the swing zone pin on.
Well, I was left speechless there. He hits him from 240 yards. He hits him from 170 yards. He hits him from 90 yards, and he misses him from 8 yards. Minus 32 through 17. Could have been minus 33. And here we are at the worst / best closing hole, I think, in all of Ultimate Golf. 18 at Banff. And luckily, we've got that right to left. I'm still shocked you missed that chip on 17, I'm not going to lie.
I'm not thrilled about it. That's for sure.
Should we go back and cut it in? We'll edit it. We'll edit it out, Jason.
That's alright. Even I miss chips.
Well, up until 16, everyone was super impressed.
Just ruined it right there.
It's alright. You're human. Oh man, this is a long hole. Headwinds. Luckily, he's got that pin 2, I believe. Midway on the left. I think we're going to see a club change here.
Yeah, switch to El Capitan.
El Capitan's got the most top spin out of all the woods in the game. Jason, what's the lowest round you've ever shot in real life?
My lowest, I had an even par 71 in a tournament would be my low.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
It was a good day. I remember I called my dad after the round because it was an actual tournament, and I told him, and he did not believe me.
Hang on! Oh, again with a chance there, and he didn't believe you. Huh.
No, he didn't believe that I.
So we've learned in this round that he doesn't trust you. He won't take you to Blue Jays playoff games, and he likes to get kicked out of playoff games currently. All right, Jason, fantastic finish. Look at that score, a minus. Wow, 34. Should have been 35 at Banff. Buddy, thank you so much for joining me here on this VIP tournament. Been a teammate of mine for a long time, and a genuine, real friend. So thank you so much for doing this, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me. That was a lot of fun.
All right, Jason. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say? Anything? The floor is yours, buddy. Anything you want.
And I think these events are a lot of fun. The special events that they get to do, it's pretty neat. Hype gets to coordinate these for us, and lets anybody play in them really for the most part. That you don't need to be a friend of anybody. You just get to play, and it's a ton of fun. And you get into these events with you that you run, and there's 400 guys who get a chance to play and meet people all over the world. So this game has definitely sort of connected a lot of people. Friends with people in Australia and people you never would have met otherwise. So this is awesome and a lot of fun.
Absolutely, the game is super fun to play, but the community stuff, absolutely, it keeps us around, right? And like you and I, we're genuine, real world friends because of this game. All right, guys, I'm Duff, and that has been another special Ultimate Golf VIP tournament. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and there will be many more of these. Fantastic round, Snipey, and we'll see you.